and staying in Arizona, staying in Maricopa County, staying in Phoenix. MSNBC anchor Ali Velshi in Phoenix. He has spent the day talking to Arizona voters. Ali, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. So Vaughn was just kind of giving us the lay of the land there in the governor and the Senate race there. I'm curious, what are you picking up on the ground from folks in Arizona?
So Vaughn's there at a rally with people who are, highly politically motivated. I spent my day with 6 Arizonans, people from right around here, from across the political spectrum. There were 3 who identified as Republicans, 3 who identified as Democrats. And I will say, that this very well, Steve, there's a long history of republicanism and conservatism in the state. In fact, the 3 conservatives I worked for I spoke to had all in their time at some point worked with or for John McCain. Here's what one of them told me about election denialism and how it's influencing his own vote as a Republican.
Most important issue in Arizona when I'm voting is protecting the essence of our democracy. We're, for worse, ground zero of this election denier stuff, the fraud, the audit that they did with the ballot in the 2020 elections. When I'm deciding who to vote for, it's a disqualifier if the person isn't 100% honest of the fact that we had an open, honest, fair, and free election.
Right. And you're speaking as a Republican.
I'm speaking yes, I'm technically a registered Republican.
So there you go. That's a Republican. By the way, all the Republicans on my panel had said they will not vote for election deniers. On the other hand, as you said, they got a 15-week abortion ban that goes back to a very, very old time in this state, like in Wisconsin and like in Michigan. There isn't a positive ballot measure. There's a woman I spoke to who had Native and Latina background. She was queer. She's a person of color. And she says that there's just a lot in this election that she feels outside of and attacked by. She's, by the way, she's quite young. She's 21 years old. Here's what she told me.
I think what's motivating me right now, especially with going to the election and going, voting. This is my first midterm election. Wow. And
right.
The big thing that I didn't think would have to be an issue is misinformation and denying something that is so simple and basic. At the end of the day, I am what most people target as. I am what is constantly being harmed. I am a queer person with a uterus, and it's like I'm of color, and it's just constantly my rights are being pushed away.
So you would appreciate this a lot, Steve. I had people from across the political spectrum, but they were united in this concept of what citizenship looks like, what pluralism looks like, what civic engagement looks like, the fact that down ballot races are really, really important, and that Arizona's got a proud political history of representing people across the political spectrum that they think is at risk of being lost right now. All of their messages to everyone else is, please go vote. Don't get up the next morning and be fascinated by the fact that some of these people won election in Arizona if you didn't vote. It was a very eye-opening conversation that I'm going to have a lot of on TV this weekend and into Monday.